Hi guys, so in this video what I want to do is show how to use the WordPress backend to create your own website. In the last video I showed how to set up a WordPress website on a server and install it and get it running. Um, as you can see here, this is a default theme for 2017. WordPress every year has their own default theme. So the first thing we need to do here is log into the WordPress website. So a lot of themes here have a login section. Usually it's under the meta. If you click on it, it'll take you to a login page. Okay, this is what the login page looks like. If there is no login, it's almost always wp-admin. In fact, it's always going to be wp-admin. If you type that after your URL in the address bar and press enter or return, you'll come up with the same page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log into this website that I set up. And we're in, okay? So this here, as you can see, this is the back end of your WordPress website. What we can do, what I like to do before I do anything is I like to work with WordPress in two tabs. So I'm just going to put the normal window here, the normal site. So this is the front end, and then this is the back end. Okay, so here, the main thing that you'd be concerned about is the left bar here, the left nav section here. So as you can see, when you're signed in also, there's always going to be a top bar. So if you're on the front of the website and you're signed in, you're going to see the top bar. This will disappear if you sign out. Up here, this is where you can log in or edit your profile. And here is where you can access the dashboard if you need to from the front end if you're signed in. So this is the same with the back end over here. Okay, so here in the back end, you have a lot of different sections here, and it's called the dashboard. So if you want to change the theme, the appearance section is where you want to go to. And I'll go through all these areas. The first thing I'll touch is appearance. So here, if you go to themes and click on themes, as you can see, this is the active theme. WordPress also has other themes that you can deal with right off the bat. So if you wanted to change a theme, all you have to do is go to another theme. For example, here's 2015. I'll just go to activate. And if I go back to the front end, what the user sees, and reload this, here's the 2015 theme. As you can see, it's very, very much different. This is more of a blog theme. So if you want to add your own theme, you can always go to add new up here. And WordPress has thousands and thousands of themes that you can deal with. They have featured theme, you can search by featured or popular. You can also search for, you can filter things out. For example, if I want a 2-column theme that has front page posting, and maybe the design is geared towards entertainment, I can go and look at themes that are like that. So here's a bunch of themes that follow those descriptions, those keywords. Another thing that you could do is actually type in a theme if you want to. So for example, I could go Buddy Press or something like that, and they'll have themes that relate to that keyword, or photograph, photo. And you might see a bunch of ones dealing with photo. Here's a photo blogging one right here. So, so let me install a theme. I like this theme, Selah. There's a lot of good themes out there. I'm gonna just install this. So anytime, if you find a theme that you like, you can install it, and then they'll give you a choice to activate it. So I'll activate this here. And I'm going to just go back to the front end and look at what this looks like. So here's a WordPress theme that looks a lot like the course website because it is the same theme of the course website. Okay, so here, if I go back to the back end, all themes will give you general customizations. So if I go to appearance and then underneath the customize, it'll give me a choice to change very basic things of the website. So for example, I'm going to click on site identity. Here's the site title, and I can change this if I want to. So I'll just call this another WordPress site. And you can see that it automatically updates in the preview up here. And then the second line is a tagline. So if I type tagline, there we go. Then we have a tagline there. And anytime you make any modifications, you always have to press save and publish. If you leave the page without saving, you're going to lose what you just changed. Here, it looks like there's also a selection tool for a site icon or favicon. So a favicon, what that is it adds it to the tab or the window that you're browsing. It's not in the actual window, but it's up in the tab. If you want to add something like that, you can. So I'm going to go to select file, and I have a flower on the desktop that I can use. I'll just open this, and it's just installing. It's just uploading the image, and I can select this, and it's going to give me a option to crop it because favicons or icons in the tabs are always squares. So I can just go crop this image, and I cropped it as a square. And if I go save and publish, here we go. It's at the very top now. Okay, so here, this is just the site identity. Each theme has different customization options based on what the theme is. So I'm just going to go back to the customize again. Here's colors. So if I wanted to change the colors, here's my header text colors. I can, here, if I want to change it to blue. So you can see this is the header text up at the top. I'll leave it black for now. And you can actually type in the hexadecimal if you want a specific color here. It also looks like you can change the background for this theme. You know, let's say I want a light blue. And the background looks like it's the very, very background here, outside the actual page. So I can change that if I want to too. And then there's other options here. So I'll just quickly go through this. You can add a background image or a header image. Here, let me add the image, the flower as an image. As you can see, once I uploaded the image, it kept it. So I'll just add this as the header image. And as you can see, the header image is a specific size, so I have to crop it to the size of the header image that it wants to be. So the header image is usually long. So I'm going to just crop this image, and I'll save and publish. And as you can see, the header image is at the very top. And that means I probably need to make the color for the very top white or something light so it can be seen. So here's colors again, header text color. I might just make this white. Okay. And it looks like maybe you'd want to drop shadow. I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. This is not part of the basic customizations of this website here. I'm going to stay on page. Again, you have to save and publish anytime you make any changes. Okay, so I'm going to get out of there. Here's customization again. Other things, you can, a background image. I can change the background image. I can where the menus are. So the menu locations. So we have no menus yet, but once we make menus, we can place those in certain areas of the website automatically. And then widgets, I'll get into static front page. And here's a section for additional CSS if I wanted to add my own CSS. For example, let's try something like background body, and then this is just traditional CSS, as you can see. I'll go background blue. See if this just works. It may not. Each theme deals with CSS a little bit different. No, so let's try background blue important. See if this will override it. No. So some themes give you an option of adding custom CSS here. Typically, if you want to update a website, you can access the CSS somewhere else, and I'll show you right now. So under appearance, you have themes customize. I'll get into widgets and menus later. But if you go to editor at the very bottom, this is the actual code of the website. So all the PHP content here for your theme and all the CSS. And as you can see, here's the style sheet, style.css. Here's the templates on the right side. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see 3 different style sheets. The first one, the style.css, is the style sheet for the theme. Then you have 2 other style sheets. The visual editor, if you want to change the actual view of the back end, which typically you don't really change, you can change that too. But as you can see, if I click on style.css, this is the CSS for my theme I'm using right here. And as you can see, it's many lines long. Okay, and I'll get into showing how to change that a little bit later. Okay, see, many lines long. So okay, so the next thing I want to show here, so this is the appearance. I showed how to change the basic theme and customize it. Another thing that's really important when you're setting up a website, you can go to settings. At the very bottom, I'm going to just click on this section down here. And there's general writing, reading, discussion, media, and permalinks. The general section, you can change the title of your website. So I can change it here if I want to. So I could call this WordPress site if I want to. And then I can do this as a tagline again. Okay. This is the address URL of your website. So you don't really change these at all normally. You can if you want to. Actually, if you change these, you can run into problems. I'll explain that later too. Your email address, where if you lose your password or if you want to get notified if you get comments or updates or anything, you can change the email address. Make sure this email address is a real email address, because if you ever lose your password, this is where it's going to be sent. And then one thing about WordPress is you can have multiple people register for your site. You can have a blog where you have thousands and thousands of people all updating the website or commenting on the website. You can change the membership so anyone can register. And then you can give new users their default roles. So these default roles, and there's 5 of them, roles, these 5 different roles have different levels of permissions. So if you're the administrator of the website, you can control the whole website. You can also give new users the ability to edit articles or be authors of articles. So these are different levels of default roles. So if you had multiple people all changing in a company or something that's all changing a website, maybe they're all administrators or editors, something like that. If you just want people to subscribe and comment to websites or blog posts and stuff, then subscribers here. or maybe you don't want anyone to access the website. Um, so in that case, you can just leave this unchecked. Here is the time zone, so you can change this to the time zone that you want. And it also gives you actual cities with the time zone too. So if I want to find like New York or something in our time zone, there we go. So that just changed that. The date format, you can change the date format. This typically, this is what the blog dates, the post dates will show up as, and time format, and then site language. So anytime you make changes to anything, you always have to go save changes again. So save changes there. Another thing that you can do, so that was the general section. Here's writing. So default post categories. So you can have different post categories. So if let's say you had like a gallery website, you could have categories by paintings and photography and drawings and sculpture. Right now we have no different posts. I'll show that soon too. Here's post format, and then you can also send. You can post onto WordPress using your email. So you basically send WordPress email, and it'll update the post. So that's the writing section. Reading section here. The front page, you can change it from your latest post. If you don't want it to be a blog, you can have a static page. I'll show you how to change that too. And then you can have blog pages show 10 posts. So if it is a blog, you can have the most recent 10 posts being in your blog. And here at the bottom, you can have full text or a summary of your blog entries. If you don't want it to show up on Google, you can check this box to discourage search engines from indexing the site. So that's the reading section. Discussion section here. What we got here, default article settings. What's important here? Here you can allow people to post comments on new articles. If you don't want people to post comments, you can uncheck this. Here, other comment settings. The comment or author must fill out name and email. This is checked automatically to prevent spam. So you can uncheck that. If this is all just a website and it's not a blog, this stuff is not going to be important. Here, users must be registered to log in to comment. That's another thing that prevents spam. Enable threading or threaded or nested comments. So you can have people commenting on other people's comments, kind of like if you think of Facebook, you can reply to people's comments. And then email me. Here, a section will email you anytime someone posts a comment or a comment is held for moderation. So a lot of times to weed out spam or weed out people that you don't want commenting, you can set up moderation for comments. So comment moderation here. You can put like keywords that that are suspicious. So if you have if you're getting a lot of spam that has different things like, let's say, real estate or medicine or stuff like that, you can always put keywords like real estate, or you can put different things. You could actually put like medicine. Let's say that's something that you're having trouble with spam. Or you can actually put URLs or emails. So something at gmail.com. this any emails that come from this email address will be held for moderation, or actual IP address 122 123 123. So you can put IP addresses here. So this will if someone posts using these emails or IP addresses or keywords, that will go to your email inbox, and then you can read the comment and approve it or disapprove it if you want. Here, this is a little more extreme. If you want to blacklist anything that with keywords or IP addresses or emails or URLs, you can put it here. And then you can choose avatars. So people can have their own avatars if you have users. So this is the discussion section in the settings. Next one is media. We'll go through this too. Okay, anytime you add an image, WordPress will save it as 3 different sizes automatically: a thumbnail size, a medium size, and a large size. And just for consistency in your blog or your website, they'll save them as consistent sizes. So everything will line up correctly on your website, and you can change these values if you want. And it also allows you to organize your photos or your files in month and year-based folders, just so if you're looking for an image from the past, you can kind of tell, if you know what image and month that you added that image, you can look in that folder and find that image. Okay, and then the last thing, and one thing that I like to do, here's the permalinks. It's always, I like to change this from a day and name to post name. So anytime you add a new post or page on your website, it's going to give, here's the URL, mediastudy.com/WordPress example, and then it'll give the date and the sample post. The problem with this is, if someone is coming to your website and they know they can't really remember this URL here very easily. So I like using post name instead. So for example, mediastudy.com/WordPress example, this is the website. And then the sample post here, this could be about, or this could be contact, or this could be home, or this can be gallery. So this is more descriptive of what the page is about. So this is when you're making your permalinks, or having WordPress automatically set up your permalinks. Sample post, I think, is the best option here. I'm going to just go to Save Changes. So there we go. So these are the basic settings for WordPress. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just show posts. I'll show media and pages next, and I'll save that for the next video.